All right, everybody, a quick little update regarding the severe weather here going in through the remainder of Wednesday night on into Thursday. And as you can see here, Wednesday night already, we've got this area of rain all across the Dakotas with these severe storms here. Down into Nebraska, most of the severe storms have been into Nebraska, although some of this could make its way up to the northeast as we go a little bit later into the night, as we get closer to midnight and perhaps even beyond. So if you're in the southeastern parts of South Dakota, just keep an eye on these storms exiting out from Nebraska as we go through the night. There is currently a severe thunderstorm watch down in this region as well until about 3 a.m. or so. Don't know for sure if there'll be another one issued as we go through the night. We'll see. Now, as we go into day 2 and as we get into Thursday, we're going to see the area of severe weather shift to the north and east. You can see the Storms Prediction Center has got an enhanced risk of severe weather across a good portion of Wisconsin, and then just nudging its way into east central parts of Minnesota. A slight risk going a little bit further, including Duluth and sort of through Lakes Country and down through Austin and just beyond La Crosse. And then the marginal risk kind of extends back into the eastern Dakotas for Thursday. Now, what's expected is that these line of storms will continue to ride off to the northeast. And as we get into the late morning to early afternoon hours, allowing some of this area to get heated up through the daytime. And as these storms move into this area that's going to be kind of heated up, those storms should refire and become severe. And so as we take a look at the latest convective model, here you can see those storms pulling out of Nebraska and on into Sioux Falls and Brookings. A bit of a bow if it does kind of develop that way. So again, strong winds probably going to be the main threat through the overnight hours. This is right around about 3 o'clock in the morning, give or take an hour or two, by the time it runs through Sioux Falls. And that line of storms continues to move off to the northeast. And as I said, kind of allows this area up and through here to get nice and warm as we get into the late afternoon or late morning and into the afternoon hours. And so some of these storms could refire and then move to the northeast. You can see how that line develops kind of between 3 to 4 p.m. and quickly fires off to the south and east into Wisconsin. Now, the temperatures might be the critical part. We'll see just exactly how much we can clear out before that line of storms moves through. 60s isn't usually great. We want to see more so into the 70s and 80s. So we'll see if those 80s are able to nudge a little bit further into Minnesota to see if some of those stronger storms are able to really start to kick off into east central portions of Minnesota, where we have that enhanced risk of severe weather. One thing we have plenty of through the atmosphere are these strong winds. A nice jet streak just blasting into the region. A negatively tilted trough swinging through our area. That's really going to help kick things off. Again, the main thing, the one little caveat could be how high the temperatures get and as far as how severe some of these storms could actually get. Now, these storms a little bit further back into the eastern Dakotas. Notice we have those winds kind of circling around this low here. And those winds do kind of continue to turn in a counterclockwise manner. So even though we don't necessarily have the warm air in this region, we still have plenty of spin going on in that area. So temperatures don't always need to be really warm for there to be the possibility of a spin up or two, a funnel cloud, perhaps a brief touchdown. So keep that in mind. I kind of mentioned that in my last video. This is the type of scenario where we kind of get those land spouts or maybe those brief weak funnels that do reach the ground perhaps. So don't be surprised if you hear that across the eastern Dakotas, probably particularly across southeastern parts of North Dakota. Nevertheless, the area we're really going to be keeping an eye on here is going to be, again, through east central parts of Minnesota. This is the Energy Helicity Index. So this takes into account two things: how much energy, how much CAPE is in the air, as well as how much rotation, how much spin is going on. And we have a little bit of spikes here and there across east central portions of Minnesota. So this will kind of be the area or an area of concern as we get to about the 1 to 2 p.m. range already. So just depends on when some of these storms are able to fire, how warm, of course, some of the temperatures are able to get will determine all this, but ultimately that's kind of the area we're watching, and that's why we're watching this east central area of Minnesota in particular, just because it has a little bit more of a chance of seeing our tornadic threat here and there as we get into the afternoon hours. Now, as I said before, the greatest thing we're going to get out of this is the amount of rainfall expected. Look at this, guys. The latest from the National Weather Service blended models, 2 to 3 inches across central portions of the Dakotas. You saw all that rain on the radar just a little bit ago. Plenty of moisture up and down the central parts of the Dakotas, and even back into western parts of North Dakota. I said perhaps they might be a little bit more unlucky, but it does look like some of that rain does back up into western parts of North Dakota, where they really, really need it. They are in a severe drought out in western parts of North Dakota. So, gosh, they could sure use the rain. And then elsewhere, we're looking at a ½ inch to an inch. I know there are some fires across northern portions of Minnesota, so you're looking for just something to put out the fires. Yeah, hopefully a ½ inch will do it. I don't know if it'll be enough, but at least that's a little something to help moisten the ground. Continue to watch another area coming out of the Rockies as we get into Monday and Tuesday, where we're looking at more showers and thunderstorms. It's looking like more so. This one's going to pass a little more into the south, across portions of South Dakota and southern Minnesota. So unfortunately for those of you in the north, not looking quite as good right now. And then of course, with this cold front passing through, our high temperatures will reduce down for a little bit over the next week or so, giving us a little bit of a reprieve from these 90s. So that's what I got for you tonight. So for those of you, especially across eastern portions of Minnesota, just be on the lookout for potential severe weather. Don't be surprised if areas across southeastern parts of North Dakota could see a brief funnel. A little bit of an active day tomorrow. I will have the live stream up with me looking at the chat. So if you got any questions throughout the day, be sure to be on there. Don't feel embarrassed, or feel free, I should say, to go ahead and ask a question on the chat, and I'll make sure to answer it as soon as I can. All right, everybody, for Region Weather Live, I'm meteorologist Brad Werner. Everybody have a good day.